Hey guys, Euroslam back with another video today. Another basketball video. Today we're looking at the Denver Nuggets. Before we get started, guys, if you like what you see, smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. I got a lot of great basketball videos coming for you in the future. If you haven't seen some of the others right now, I have a lot of top 5 videos, some great highlights, great discussions, a lot of rumors going on. But today we're going to talk all about what the Nuggets should do coming in next season. Now, first off, what a year for Denver Nuggets. It looked like their season could be over at one point or another. They were a Mike Conley 3 away from being eliminated in the first round. But they delivered an epic playoff performance. For the first time in history, they came back from 2 3-1 deficits. It was incredible to see Jamal Murray looking like a superstar in the playoffs. Fantastic. They beat both the Jazz and the Clippers despite having a 3-1 deficit. They came back. It was just an incredible run. Unfortunately, against the Lakers, they couldn't get it done. But there's no shame in that. They really, a lot of playoff experience for guys like Porter Jr. It was huge for them. Now the question is, what's next for the Nuggets? Is this roster enough to compete for a championship next season and in the future? Well, that's what I'm going to get into. Now, I'm in a lot of sports groups on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter. I read a lot of articles, a lot about the offseason right now, what teams should do. I'm in a lot of Denver groups. Very interesting to see what the fans think they should do with the team. And I'm going to give you my take on it. A lot of fans have said they have this belief. I know some analysts too that the Nuggets, there's a championship in their future. I think it's possible, absolutely. They got a lot of talent. Is it possible without making any moves, though? Now, I've seen a lot of good teams in the NBA be so close to winning a championship and not get it done. And that championship window is only open for so long. So sometimes the question comes, do you keep developing your young talent and try to win the championship that way? Or at some point, you have to trade some of your assets and really go all in. So, with regards to the Nuggets, they have some interesting trade assets. You got Porter Jr., you got Bol, guys like Gary Harris, Will Barton, among others with some draft picks that could net you a nice package deal. Now, obviously the Nuggets are very high on Porter Jr. And it seems like right now they're saying he's not going to be involved in any trades. They're holding on to him. But you have to imagine if somebody came knocking, like let's say the Wizards, for example, and wanted to trade Bradley Beal, it's hard for me to believe that the Nuggets would say no to trading Porter Jr. for Bradley Beal. Obviously, you'd add pieces to make that work. But what I'm saying is the main piece involved in the deal. So I think, yeah, you keep Porter Jr. unless you're getting a superstar in return. And for me, the belief right now is that it's just Jamal Murray and Jokic are really good, but it's going to be really tough to get a championship beating teams like the Lakers with Davis and LeBron. The Mavericks are going to have Luka and Porzingis, and Luka's going to be a top 5 player, I think, next year, possibly MVP candidate. He's going to be in season 3. Expect big things from him. Even the Clippers with Kawhi and George, like, you can argue that, yeah, the Nuggets beat them, but you know the Clippers coming in, they were a championship favorite. They're still going to be a championship favorite. You know how good Kawhi is. So you have to imagine that if they were to play again next season in the playoffs, it's going to be tough to get through that team again. Then you have the Warriors, a healthy Warriors team. They ain't going to be no easy task. If you were to make the finals, it's got a lot of great teams in the East. You're going to have the Bucks. You're going to have the Nets with a healthy Kyrie and Kevin Durant. You're going to have the Raptors, the Celtics, the Heat. A lot of great teams in the NBA, a lot of great duels. And it's tough because as good as Murray and Jokic are, there's better duos out there. Now, a lot of people have always said Jokic is the best player on the Nuggets team. I've always had a bit of a belief that Jamal Murray could be the best player. Now, I love Jokic, very talented big man. His incredible court vision, he can shoot threes, he can play in the post. Talk about versatility, right? This guy's fantastic. Great player, one of the best bigs in the league. But Jamal Murray looked like a superstar this year in the playoffs. I'm really excited to see how he plays next year coming into the season. are we on the verge of seeing him break out to becoming a superstar? Never been an all-star before. This could definitely be his year. You see his numbers in the season, they're good, but they're not quite at an elite level. But when he's in the playoffs, his numbers skyrocket. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. People believe that Porter Jr. could be that third star. He's still young. He has injury problems in the past, the back and that. So if I'm the Nuggets, you got to put out some feelers, I think. Now you have some upcoming free agents. You got to look at Grant. I think should be your first priority. You got to re-sign Jerami Grant. He's been fantastic. One of your best defenders on your team. He can shoot threes. Terrific all-around player. Then you got Millsap. If he wants to come back for cheap, bring him back. You don't want to throw too much money at Millsap. He's obviously towards the end of his career. Nice veteran to have on the team, though. He's been fantastic for this team. You'd love to have him back if the price is right. There's not going to be a lot of free agent targets for the Nuggets. They're not going to have a lot of money to spend, especially if you're re-signing Grant and Millsap potentially. Other guys too, like Plumlee. So you might build around a couple of nice role players, a couple of nice veterans, if they believe that the Nuggets are a championship threat. But I think the trade market's going to be the big thing. Now you have some nice assets to Nuggets, and there are going to be a lot of players available. Players like Holiday potentially, Oladipo, among others. Beal seems to be off limits right now, but will things change during the season if the Wizards are struggling again? Very well could. How content will he be with continuing to lose not make the playoffs at some point? I think if the Nuggets added Beal, they're hands down championship favorite. I think that big three of Beal, Murray, and Jokic would be fantastic. You add a guy like Grant in there, if you're able, and whoever else you're able to keep or sign. I think, that starting five is terrific. Any team's going to have a hard time beating you. Now, I think more realistically, I would love for the Nuggets to acquire a guy like Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday fits his team perfectly. He can play the two beside Murray. Really good defender. He can help handle the ball. He has another ball handler with Jokic and Murray. He can shoot threes. He can score. He's on an expiring deal, so the Pelicans are probably looking to move him if they can, since he's 30, I believe, and their team's a lot younger. They don't really want to have him lose him for nothing and walk away. So I think that's where the Nuggets should come knocking and say, hey, I don't want to get Porter Jr. for him, but what if we make a deal around, Barton, Harris, maybe throw a couple young guys, maybe Bol. Depends on how high you're on Bol. His upside, it looks like he has a nice upside, but he's still very raw, so you don't really know how good he's going to be in the league. So it depends. I don't think he's an untouchable, but they might be skeptical to trade Bol. But if you can find a way to get the trade done without Bol and Porter Jr., you got to hop all over that. I'd be willing to give up some draft picks and Barton and Harris for Holiday. I think Holiday fits perfectly. The question is, do you want to upgrade big men? Are they interested in a guy like Kevin Love? Big man who can shoot threes, can rebound, could fit nicely beside Jokic there. It's possible. It's a tough situation for the Nuggets to be in, because part of me thinks you got to go all in right now. You have a really good team, got a top 3 team in the West, and you're one piece away, I still feel like, of winning that championship, only because how good guys like LeBron and Kawhi and Curry are. Unfortunately, Jokic, as great as he is, and Murray, they're not quite a top 5 player in this league. They're not an elite superstar MVP candidate quite yet. You can make arguments for Jokic being an MVP candidate, but they don't have that kind of best player in the world on their team. You can make arguments for Jamal Murray on his way to becoming a superstar, but I still think you need more if you're going to beat these teams like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, and make an NBA Finals. So with that in mind, I think the Nuggets should make a trade. I think they need one more player, an Oladipo or a Holiday, to fit in there. Obviously, there's some risks involved. but I like to see them go all in this season. I want to see the Nuggets do well. I really do. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think Nuggets should go all in? Should they stay pat? If they find top free agents, should they go all in to re-sign Jerami Grant? Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Make sure you're subscribed, please. A lot of great content coming out. Take care, guys. See ya.